about. And no, it's not about P. Diddy and none of that stuff going on. Come on in. It's a new year. We're happy to be here. It's another year, 2025. I'm not going to talk until somebody come on. We ain't got nobody on right now. I told y'all, I don't know if what's happening with the bell, because usually if the bell rings, it'll let you know that I'm on. But I don't see anything happening right now. Turn it down. So, come on. If you're in the chat, put a 1 in the chat or a heart, whichever one you desire to do. But let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, and put a heart if you won't. So let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Because we need to talk. I'm going to have to put my glasses on because I can't see nothing. What's happening, who's on, who's not. All right. KT's on. Okay. Couple more people. I don't know if, did you let Andrea know we're going to be on too? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, who got a 1? Okay, she got a 1 and a heart. Hi, KT, this morning. Happy New Year. Mm-hmm. Turn that down. Okay, Jasmine's on. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Yeah, okay, now I don't have to look that way really all the time, but okay when I want to know because it's hard to see. And it's glare from my glasses into there. Okay, come on in, y'all. Come on in. We got to talk. We got to talk. I got some breaking news here. It's breaking news this morning you guys need to know about. It has nothing to do with P. Diddy. It has nothing to do with them at all. No people. It has nothing to do with the celebrity, nothing. It's just, so I'm going to start it off with this so whoever catches on, because I'm not going to be on here long. So if you came in late, I'll repeat it a little bit, but then, you know, if you came in late, you came in late. This is understandable. So what I want to talk about today, we're going to have a conversation. And it's going to be a serious conversation. And I'm going to address this to my children because I'm going to go into this first and tell you that God is good. And the reason why I want to address this to any of my children is because what they don't realize is that parents are here to parent you. Even though you're grown and you're gone, I still got another set that's small. And they little. They in junior high school and high school. So, but what I'm telling you is this. Parents, God gives parents intuitions. They give them things that you guys don't have yet. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, and it made me want to talk about this topic so hard, is because I similar said something to this yesterday. Yesterday, I had an encounter with one of my kids. You know, my kids, when I'm telling them something, they don't say nothing. They get quiet. They just look at me. But in their mind, they want to say, won't she shut up? But I ain't going to shut up. So you might as well just look the way you're going to look, because I ain't never going to shut up. But I'm saying that to say this. I told my child, today is New Year's Eve. You don't need to go where you think you need to go. Because in that gut feeling of the mama, God tells her. That's why there's a what they call an intercession between you and God. Because God put that person here so you can tell your children what to do. Because he already know y'all ain't listening to him. So he know we gonna listen. So it's his voice to me and my voice to you. So I told her, no, you don't need to go nowhere. Even though I'm not trying to tell him what to do, I said, no, it's already 10 o'clock. You need to take your butt home. Oh, we going to go over yada, 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 yada. That child know who I'm talking about. So they decided they was going to go. All the time in my mind, I'm saying, Jesus, fix it. Jesus, fix it where she don't go. Jesus, make her fall down where she don't go. Make something happen. Nothing harmful, but Jesus, fix it. Because I'm trying to tell you, I don't know. I can't see what the future holds. I don't know. I don't have none of that. I don't know. But all I know is what God tells me, I'm going to tell you. Now, my mama's still living. Mine. She's still living. She can call me right today and say, Deneen, I don't think you need to go such and such. And I'm going to do just like my kids do. Oh, mama. But I'm a little bit smarter now. Because I've realized and I've lived long enough to know she may be on to something. Let me detour and do something else different. Let me go another way. You know. Now, if y'all listening to me and y'all can hear what I'm saying, throw a heart up. I need to know who's all in the chat to hear this because I'm tired of repeating this over and over and over and over. I'm not going to say. Throw a heart up if y'all listening to me. Throw a heart up. I don't see Andrea on here at all. She needs to hear it. Everybody needs to hear it. Tell Thea to get on there. Everybody needs to hear this. All my kids need to hear this. So, what I'm saying is, I told her don't go wherever she was trying to go. I told her. Now, that's all I could do. I can't hold her by the head, knock her in the head, and make her want to go. I can't not go. I can't do that. So I give it back to God. I said, God, I told her. So, this is why I'm saying this. Because I woke up to a tragedy in New Orleans. I don't know how many of y'all heard this, but it's a tragedy. There was a crazy fool that decided he was going to get in his truck, a Ford truck, and barrel through Bourbon Street. He done killed 15 people. He got out the truck and started firing. Y'all know what he's fired with a blicky. He got out of there and now this is what I'm reading. This is information I'm reading. This ain't something I heard. I heard it too, but I'm reading it. And now he gets out there New Year's Eve and barrels through a crowd, killing 15 people, injuring a dozen more. So somebody's children are dead today. Somebody got that phone call. Now, they say in his car, they found bomb. They found it. It had nails in it, scrap metal. It had everything in it. Because, see, he planned on doing some powerful work. He was going to open up a hole in New Orleans. Oh, yeah. So the fool got out the truck, and also when he saw that the police was on to him and he barreled down and killed all these people, y'all can look it up. Look it on the news. Look it up. It's talking about it. He decided that he was in a no-win situation, really, so I guess that's what his stupid brain, but that's what he get. The devil sets you up each time. But he got out the truck and started firing. To the police. He started shooting at the police. He didn't kill the police. But the police laid him down, if you know what I mean. They laid him down. So now, it is said that this man was in the service, the army. And he was born here in the United States. But he's a descendant of Arabia or somewhere. Because his last name was Ajard or something like that. But this is why I wanted to get on here and talk about this. Children don't understand. They don't get it. When they say, my great-grandmother's gone, but she used to say, oh, baby, we living in our last days. From what she has seen from the time that she died is what she's talking about. Now, from the time I was born and from the time I'm still here, I've seen that we're living in our last days. My last days ain't the same last days as hers, but they last days. And what y'all don't understand is, some of y'all want to get dressed and get it popping and look cute. Go get your nails done at 10 o'clock at night when your butt should have been at home. But no, you decide you want to go out because you young. You young. You want to kick it. You want to, whatever my kids be saying. You better kick yourself in that house and turn on Netflix and chill. Or you better go, let's have a private situation where the family just gets together and have a private thing going on. That's all we can do. But far as, see where DC is, but far as, and my mama, but far as going out in a crowd, oh, no. Those days is over. Those days are over. People want to come in your house and do what they want to do and get you killed. So you mean to tell me you want to go out there where they are? Let me tell you something. When I was coming up, when New Year's came, and I still do, you go to church. But see, church ain't safe neither, because that's just the building. They'll come in there and sit there and have church and praise God along right with you. That demon will sit right there. And all the time, he done placed 30 bombs in the church somewhere and kill everybody up in there. You ain't safe there neither. But it's better than to go into an open situation where it's a public place and a crowd. I mean, we do this every year. We have some kind of, New Orleans have this celebration, or we have this, we can go to a football game and it's a celebration. That sets people up, because that is the number one target as to where they are. Now, the mayor in New Orleans is saying basically that he think it's a terrorist or something. I don't know, the T word. It don't normally have to be, because he's got from over there in that country. He was born here. That don't necessarily mean that. I think they just throwing out words right now. They really don't have all the answers. They got to investigate his family. They got to investigate his house, go to the house and see what he was doing, get on computers, laptops, to see what the man was actually, why he was trying to do this. So we don't really know why. It doesn't even matter why. You sick in your head. So I'm going back to how I told my children, stay in the house. I told them they need to stay in the house. One did stay in the house. She stayed in the house because she probably was tired anyway. She didn't want to go nowhere. But that's besides the point. Stay in the house. You going over to Joe Blow's house, you over in another city and go to another city, a city of sin, and you go over there, the city of sin, and you going over there where possibly people gonna lose their lives or get hurt. I ain't got time to be coming. I ain't got time to come to the hospital. I ain't got time to go to the morgue and identify bodies. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it. Stay behind in the house. Don't go out where there's a crowd of people. It's bad enough when we have to get up and do our everyday lives and go to the grocery store, try to go to work, try to go to the doctor, try to go to where there's public situations, and you have to be in that situation, just to Walmart. And you want to take your butt to a crowd of people that's drunk, and it set yourself up, because this is where people that's sick-minded think. They sitting on there. He been plotting this. This ain't something he thought about yesterday and decided he gonna do what he did in New Orleans. He been thinking about this. They gonna find out how long he been thinking about it. But see, you don't know the future. You go out there and say, oh, I'm gonna wear this outfit. I'm gonna be looking cute, and I'm gonna go on Bourbon Street, and we gonna. My daughter was just saying that stupid mess a couple weeks ago. I ain't never been to New Orleans. Yeah, me either. But it might be your last time. Because just because you ain't never been somewhere don't mean it's time for you to go. There's a reason why you can't go. There's a reason why you ain't got no money to go. There's a reason why you try to set up to make plans to go somewhere and it backfires. That's because God is setting your path. He said, no. You can't go that way. You have to go this way. When I was a kid coming up, we had to go to church. We went to church. My mama kept us in church. Kept us there. Now, we liked it. Yes, she didn't have no kickback with us. We like it. And I kept mine in the church. But the thing about it is that she tried to put us where she thought it would be safe. We ain't going no parties. We ain't going over to getting on vacation and getting on no boats because we can't swim no way. But we ain't doing none of that. So she told us, no, we ain't doing that. You can go to church. That's where you can go. You can go to church. And with that, that's the only place we could go. Oh, yeah. Now, we got grown and we could go where we want to go now. But now she's already instilled in us our lives. Now, whether we detour from that, she has nothing to do with that. But you'll end up coming back. Because as you get older, you mature and you realize and you think about stuff. No, I can't do that because that don't feel right. I tell my kids all the time when I feel something ain't right or I don't like something. Yeah, they look at me like I'm crazy or like I done lost my mind or like I'm grown, mama, I can do what I want. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. But don't call me when it's all messed up. Because I done told you. I done told you. Because I get it from a higher person, which is God, who tells me, tell her that ain't the way to go. And I tell you, you play like you ain't listening. You don't want to hear it. Come on. I want the people on here that know what I'm talking about. I want you to hit a heart in the chat. If you understand and you know I'm talking to you, or your mama has told you the same thing, put a heart in the chat. That way I know that you know that I noticed that wasn't right. Your mama tell you all the time, hey, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. But your little butt want to go. I'm pretty sure somebody's mama in New Orleans told them, be careful, it's, that time of year. So then why do we say it? Why do we say it and you still go? It's that time of year. Be careful, because, things are going to happen. Things is out there happening. Be safe. You didn't tell me 2 days ago to be safe. You didn't tell me last week to be safe. But you told me New Year's Eve to be safe. Because mama already know. And I said to, who did I say this to? I was talking to somebody. And I said, well, it's a new year. This is New Year's Eve. We're going to wake up in the morning. I just said it yesterday. And somebody going to be done died. It's going to be a bunch of people that's going to be done died. All in one setting. I said it yesterday. What I do? Wake up to this. If y'all don't see it, I don't know what else to tell you. All that going out, having New Year's party back in the day was dangerous. We talk in the 70s and 80s. But we now up in 2000, it's even worse. So do you think when we had house parties in the 70s and 80s, we was so safe? But I wasn't having parties in the 70s. I was a little girl, but a teenager. But I'm just saying my mom and them, when they was having their little New Year's, my mama got pictures of New Year, videos of her New Year party in the house. Bring everybody come. They have New Year's, bringing in the New Year. This is what she did. And her mama told her, y'all need not to do that. It ain't safe. But it was safe. But she told her. Now we fast forward to 2000 and we looking at the parties and the places to go for New Year's and people is dead. You wake up in the morning and a dozen in New Orleans is hurt or probably clinging to life right now. And 15 done died. First they said it was 10 that died. Now it's 15. So that tells you the number's going up. This man plowed through a crowd on Bourbon Street. You know how many people out there on Bourbon Street? Witnesses say they saw the man. Now, what was his reason for doing that? Do it have to be one? I don't think so. I don't think it has to be a reason, but that's what they did. He was by himself. Now they're saying, word out there saying that they believe it probably was some more people talking. This is people out there talking, people halfway don't know what they're talking about, but this is what they're saying, that not just that man had bombs and blickies, but there might be some more people that was in the crowd, like walking next to you with a blicky and explosives. They said it was so much explosives in the back of that car and his truck, it'd probably blew up blocks and blocks and blocks of Bourbon Street down there in New Orleans. You know how many people? They couldn't begin to clean up the dirt that was going to be the people that was going to be laid out. But God had his hand in it, and it didn't go off. They got him before he was able to detonate whatever it is he was trying to do. But like I tell my kids, I just got through getting off the telephone with one of my kids just now. And I told her, I said, this is why you stay in the house. And I want that child to put a 1 in the chat if I didn't tell her that. Put a 1 in the chat if I told her that. Go ahead, put it on there. This is going dead. Put a 1 in the chat if I told you that. She know who she is. And then the other one, there you go. No, that ain't who I told. The other, I told one, it's 2 of them. I told one, don't you go out where you're trying to go. And I told the other one, ain't you glad you stayed in the house today and didn't go nowhere? I just told her. So I told 2. Yeah. I told them. Oh, yeah, I told them. Now, like I say, I ain't trying to brag. But I am going to brag. You know why? Because I know somebody that's higher than me, that's powerful, knowing, all-knowing, that told me to tell them, sit down somewhere and shut your mouth. I know somebody that told me to tell it. And I told it. Because if something were to go wrong, I'm going to feel so horrible that I didn't obey what God told me to tell my child, which is, we ain't finna do this. We ain't finna do this. You ain't going to have me all upset, crying and dying and falling out. You ain't finna have me doing all this. No. Just listen. Just listen. It's good to listen. Now, I have some children that I could tell this to. They don't listen. They just keep talking because they don't hear nothing. And then when it all go bad, how did you know, Mama? Well, how didn't I know? How didn't I know? I told you who I'm serving. I don't know who you serving. I don't know who you serving, but I know who I'm serving. And when he tell me to move, I'm going to move. When he tell me to be quiet, I'm going to be quiet. He didn't tell me to be quiet. He told me to tell. I said it twice. Now, what if that was my children that was down in New Orleans on Bourbon Street? Because somebody's mama didn't get the memo. And then somebody's mama did get the memo, but the child didn't listen. But all I'm saying is this. You got to really, 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 really listen in this day and time. Now, they going to go back in and investigate why this man's thought pattern was the way it was and why he did what he did. We'll find out later why he did it. So right now they're trying to call it a T attack. It don't necessarily have to be. It don't necessarily have to be. But that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Can it just be that he's mentally ill? Can it just be what it is? He's just mentally ill? It's a lot of ways to look at that. So how they gonna really know? They got to investigate it and find out. They got to talk to his parents or his family and find out, was he suffering from something? Did he take medication? See, we don't know what none of this is. We don't know. We don't know why. And my deepest prayer is that nobody, this is my deepest prayer, that nobody take any one of my children's life, because they didn't give it to them. So who are they to take it away? But this man decided that he was going to take somebody's life. And he did it. Y'all in your 30s and 40s, and 20s, 30s, and 40s, these people out here ain't playing with y'all no more. It's over. It's time out for you could peacefully go to an event and get home safe. It's time out for it. How many people in this chat believe that times is getting harder and harder to be at peace and go somewhere? If you believe that, throw a 1 in the chat. How many people think that it's getting harder and harder just to go somewhere peacefully and get back home in all pieces? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that's how hard life is going. So I'm going to ask you this. If you're throwing a 1 in the chat and you believe that, then why do you do it? Why do you do it? Talk back to me. Tell me on here, why do you do it if you believe it's hard to get from point A to point B home safely? Talk to me. Tell me why you believe it's hard. Why are you doing it? Why do you keep doing it? It's bad enough you got to go to the grocery store. It's bad enough you got to go to the doctor. It's bad enough you got to go with everyday life, but you want to go to a function where you know it's going to be millions and millions of people or lots of people. That's a setup. Y'all don't see the setup? So you got this deranged person know that this is going to be an event. And he done already orchestrated how he going to take out people. But you going to go to it when you just said you know. Why you got I don't know in the chat? You got I don't know in the chat? Yes. Why you got I don't know in the chat? Because I'm not understanding that. Mom, okay. Okay. So, you I don't know. Well, you don't know because you're not old enough to know yet. But anyway, it says, yes, Mom, we do that. Why we didn't. Wait a minute. Come on. I'm not understanding. Why did we didn't go? Wait a minute. Yes, Mom, we do that. Do. Well, yes, Mom, we do. That's why we didn't go. Okay. You do that, but that's why you didn't go. Was it because I said don't go? Or was it because you kind of felt something, KT? Or what was that? Explain, elaborate on that a little bit more, because I'm not understanding. I understand what you're saying, but I need you to elaborate to me more on that comment that you just made. You said we know. Okay. But we know. Sometimes we do know, but we still do. That's the problem. We know, but we still do. Sometimes there's really no answer, or you don't know, or you know there's danger. But this is the thing. If you could see the danger, if you could see it, oh, that look dangerous, ain't? You're not going to walk towards it. Right? If you could see, this don't look right here, you're going to avoid that at all costs, right? But you know there's danger out there, but you don't see it. So it takes you to see it, to believe it. I'm trying to understand how we're going here. Now, Jasmine just said, yes, because you said, and I got a feel on the buses. Okay, so when you were on the bus and I called you the second time and told you don't go, y'all don't think you should go, I was trying to figure it out. That's why I was asking you questions. I was saying, so you gonna go now and it's 10 o'clock at night? And you ain't gonna make it there. Because by the time you get there, it's gonna be 11. You ain't gonna make it before the new year. See, I went another route. I asked you not to go. You wasn't listening. So then I went another route and I said, well, Jasmine, I was trying to be logical with it. You ain't gonna make it there in enough time. So why are you going? New Year's gonna be done came in. You gonna be on the bus trying to get there. That don't make sense. That's what I said to you. And then I was praying that would happen. So that's what you're talking about. Okay, DC, it's dangerous to go places, but people still try to live their life. Yes, they do. It's just scary out there nowadays. Yes. So yeah, that's what I was saying. It's hard enough you got to go places and do stuff because we want to live our lives. But we at the point in time right now where we got to be very, very cautious. And you don't go and jump in the fire and you see the fire. Walk around it. So you already know that there's going to be a crowd of people and celebration going on. That's not a good place to go. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying not go places because we got to go. We got to do things. But if it's a crowd of people, you want to put yourself out there to go to that, then you setting your own self up for maybe not coming back home or going to the hospital. You don't want to have to fight. Sometimes you got to fight. Sometimes they pull a gun. Sometimes they pull a knife. A girl hit fighting. Just crazy mess. At a certain age in your life, you get to the point to where you say, you know what? This ain't for me no more. That's where maturity comes in. Because me, I'm 60. I ain't going nowhere near that. 40 people in their 50s ain't going. 40, they try to do a little something. 30, they going. 20, forget it. They all in it. But there comes a point in time in your life where you say, wait a minute. I can't do this no more. And that's when you have to listen to God and God tells you, what are you doing? What are you doing? DC said for the younger people, it's more so fun over fear. Yeah, because just like a baby has no fear of certain things. They don't know what fear is. All they know is they doing what they doing and they like it. But at a point in your life, you grow up and fear is targeted right in your face. Well, I'm fearful of that. I ain't doing that. That street look kind of dangerous. I ain't going. You're going to have fear. Fear going to tell you to turn left and not keep going. She's right about that. And maturity. Okay, DC also, okay, she said that already. So, when I woke up and heard this morning, it snapped in my head what I just told my kids. I said, I just said this. I said, somebody gonna die tomorrow. A whole bunch of people. I didn't just say somebody because it's definitely somebody gonna die. But a whole bunch of people gonna die tomorrow. Watch. I woke up to this mess. A man gonna plow down Bourbon Street, kill 15 people, a dozen of them injured, fighting for their life, gets out and starts shooting people, then shoot at the police. He came to die. You see, this is why they think it's a T. I can't say the word on here. A T attack. Because they saying he was in a no-win situation. No. But see, he took a chance on. This is why they saying it. That's where they get the T word from. Because they figure he sacrificed his life for this. But see, he didn't sacrifice his life to kill 15 people or wound a dozen. That's not what he sacrificed his life. He sacrificed his life to take out All of that down there. Down on Bourbon Street. Oh, yeah. People in the restaurants, all the stuff. As much explosives that they found in his truck, he was taking out blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks. That's what the goal was. But God's intervened. God intervened. But it's too bad that he had to take some people with him. So he knew that he was going to end up dying. So that's the sacrifice he knew he was going to have to make. Now, we still have yet to find out why. But to me, it don't even matter why no more. The why is over with. We know why. Because this is the time that we're living in. So that's your why. Now, the next step is not always your intuition, as you call it, is going to work for you. So when you talk to somebody and you say, hey, where you going tonight? I'm going over here to, and somebody tell you, wait a minute, you sure you want to do that? It's time for you to stop and listen. Because I'm sure somebody told, out of those 15 people and all the people that got ran over, the dozen that's injured, somebody was told, don't go. They didn't listen. They didn't listen. And I feel sorry for the victim's family that they got to endure with this. They got to endure with this for no apparent reason. They got to endure with this. Like I say, mine could get mad at me all they want to. Hang up the phone, start talking about me. She make me sick. She get on my nerves. Why she in my business? Whatever you want to say. But when God tells me to tell you something, I'm going to tell it. Now, I'm praying and hoping that you listen when I tell you this. But if you don't, I've done my part. I've told my kids several times not to do something. To get out of this situation you in. This is going to cause this. This is going to cause this. They didn't listen. They didn't listen. Now they got to pay the cost for what they didn't listen to. So when they tell me, ooh, my leg hurt. I said, that's your problem. I told you. That's your problem. I told you. I told you this was going to happen, this was going to happen, this was going to happen. And if you keep on not listening to what I'm saying, it's going to get worse. It ain't going to get no better. You have to make a cautious decision. You have to be mature enough to hear. The Bible says, he that has ears, let him hear what the Lord has said. I'm not saying I'm the Lord. I'm telling you what he said to me to tell you. He works through me to tell you. Now, if you ain't willing to accept it, that's on you. But there's a reason why he didn't come from and just tell you directly without using me. Have you ever thought about that? It's because you ain't listening. He know you ain't going to listen. He knew you wasn't going to listen when he told me to tell you. But he did it. So, I guess there'll be more update on this T. I can't say the word. Ends with terrorist. Terrorist. I'm just going to say it. Don't end with terrorist. It ends with a lot of stuff. But I guess they'll have more information as it develops. I'll find out what's going on. But it ain't looking too good. Not for the victims. Not for the victims' families. It ain't looking good. But for all of you that are online and understand what I'm saying and know And what I'm saying is right. And that this ain't going to just stop. It's not going to stop. They're going to keep doing it. I need you to put a heart in the chat. If you believe that this is going to just stop all of a sudden, it ain't going to happen no more. If you believe it's going to stop, let me know. But for those of you that don't believe it, knowing that somebody's not going to listen, put a heart in the chat. Somebody not going to listen. Now, this is what we know right now. This is what we know right now. So later on, as it develops, I might come back on and talk about why it happened, who did it, why, whatever, the why question. I'll let you guys know as it develops. But right now, we woke up to somebody using a blicky, somebody using a Ford car, truck, and plowing a bunch of people down and getting out, using his weapon to take people out. That's what we woke up to. So, with that being said, y'all know what I'm finna say, huh? Y'all know what I'm finna say? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm finna say. With that being said, if you know what I'm finna say, put a 1 in the chat. With that being said, after I say, with that being said, you know what I'm going to say. Yeah, you know what I'm going to say. We just had that conversation. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
God, you had 8 people on there.